Coming up from AirVenture, the ultimate backcountry home-built, C-47s and DC-3s draw the crowds.
A YouTube star gets the ride of her life, and a few odds and ends that have left us a little puzzled. AOPA Live this week begins in just a moment.
There are many important things to consider before purchasing an aircraft. Let the experts at Aerospace Reports help guide you through the process. We combine expert knowledge with our long-standing commitment to personalized customer service to perfect your transaction. Learn more at aerospacereports.com.
This is AOPA Live This Week with Tom Haynes and Melissa Rudinger.
Hello everyone and welcome to Oshkosh. This is AirVenture 2019. We're coming to you from the AOPA campus just a few short steps away from the famous Brown Arch.
But it wasn't always brown. It's the 50th anniversary of this tremendous show in Oshkosh. And Tom, I bet you've been to all of them maybe?
Oh, come on, not that many. But okay, maybe this is like 29 or 30,
okay.
Something like that.
Got me beat.
But anyhow. You know, this show is so big, it's hard to take it all in, even if you're here the full week. So we decided to see if AOPA Live's Paul Moses could somehow cram it all into 2.5 minutes.
There's nothing like the spectacle that is the world's largest celebration of all things general aviation. If it flies or looks like it could, odds are you'll find at least one of them here at Whitman Field in mid-July. Young at heart, people come from around the planet to dream and meet with others who share their passion.
It's my first time being here, so I'm really excited. And we're like 20 minutes in, so I don't know where I'm going, but we're at Oshkosh, and it's been really nice so far.
Of course, you'll find AOPA's big blue tent right in the middle of all the action. Lots of gear and all the experts on hand to help you with everything from questions about your medical to testing your skills on sims from 1G and Redbird. Appropriately enough, you'll even find a shiny new Airstream trailer that, in honor of AOPA's founding in 1939, has been affectionately dubbed the 39 Lounge. It's a spot for social media influencers to hang out, to network, and post some of the cool things that are going on here at AirVenture.
We've got a lot of meet and greets going on throughout the week. You can check out our story on Instagram with all the people, the YouTubers and the Instagrammers and everybody that you've seen online. You can meet them here at the 39 Lounge behind our main tent here.
Blink and you'll miss some cool flybys, but it's not officially summer until the thunder of fighters in full afterburner rocks your soul.
The Brown Arch here at EAA AirVenture is really iconic. It's what people get their picture taken in front of. And I don't know if you've ever seen this before. It's been brown for years. Of course, this year, 19. Well, look at the other side. The Brown Arch has gone blue in recognition of all the years that it's been here.
The next 50 years look promising too, with bright young people ready to take flight. 16-year-old Nathan Lee's about ready to solo, and he may do it in an Aopa Sweepstakes 172 recently acquired by his local FBO.
I actually was flying tail draggers, and they told me I was going to a 172, and I was kind of disappointed. Then I saw the airplane, and I was like, oh man, it was amazing.
Now his buddy hopes to do the same.
So how much longer till you turn 15?
I got 5 months.
So you're counting down the days?
Yes, sir, I'm close.
From here, anyone can find their way to flight, from short field takeoffs to big-time balloon glows. You can enter the fray watching the fray, enjoying the freedom of flight. It's what Oshkosh is all about. Paul Moses, AOPA Live.
If you've never flown the Fisk arrival into Whitman Field when everybody and his wingmen are trying to get in, well, let's just say you have really no idea. You really have to be on your toes, keep your mouth shut, your ears open. Robert Geske from the Aopa Air Safety Institute flew a 172 in this weekend. Here's a very abbreviated sample of what it was like.
Oshkosh arrival information, Echo 1354 automated weather, wind 20013, gust 21, visibility 10.
Correction, amphib, you're going to be making a right turn, follow Fisk Avenue, going to runway 18 right, left downwind. Lowering over Fisk, rock your wings. Good rock, and continue up the railroad tracks for runway 27. For runway 27, you're monitoring tower on 118.5. For runway 18 right, my amphib, it's 126.6. Good job. Welcome to Oshkosh, guys. As you're coming up the railroad tracks, remember half mile in trail. No side-by-sides. Follow a similar aircraft with speed, so you can be able to come up from Ripon along the railroad tracks. Once you approach Fisk and get close, in the immediate vicinity, we will give you a turn to either runway 18 right or runway 27. All right, my two high wings going to runway 18 right. That first high wing, I think you're yellow. You can continue your speed up. You got a guy behind you. You monitor tower 126.6. Welcome to Oshkosh. All right, and my high wing, that's directly over Fisk. You're making the right turn now. You're following the two high wings going to runway 18. Start that turn now for Fisk. Thank you very much. 1,800 feet, 90 knots. Number 2, looks like you're following nose light here. You're a little bit faster. I'm going to have you make a right turn, follow the Fisk Avenue. Rock your wings. Number 2, excellent rock. Thank you. Make that right turn now, following Fisk Avenue for runway 18 right. You may monitor tower 126.6. Welcome to Oshkosh. All right, high wing, you got the left light in the way, or the light in the left wing over Fisk. Rock your wings. Good job, high wing. Continue up the railroad tracks. You're going to runway 27 today. You're following that traffic.
Bonanza, drop your gear, turn northbound, enter the downwind, start the descent. Just on the base leg, keep that turn, just keep it coming right back. Aim for that pink dot, aim for the pink dot for the Cessna, then yellow dot, clear to land. Keep it on the runway.
Cessna on base, I need you to keep the turn going, beam the tower, aim for that pink dot, direct the pink dot, yellow dot, clear to land, traffic to enter behind you. The Cessna, beam the pink dot, keep the turn going, start that left turn towards the tower for the yellow Cessna, turn towards the tower.
Mooney, start that base leg, please. Mooney, start your base leg.
Cessna on the runway, right turn into the first hard surface, follow the flagman. Cessna on base, I need the turn direct towards the pink dot. Turn towards the pink dot now, yellow dot, clear to land. The Cessna over the numbers, keep it up all the way down to the yellow dot, all the way down to the yellow dot. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up for the 210. Mooney, turn base, Mooney, turn base.
Mooney looking good, aim for the pink dot, yellow dot, clear to land for the Mooney. Cessna, you just keep it flying right down the runway to the yellow dot. Yeah, Cessna turning final flight all the way down to the yellow dot. Cessna on the runway, right next to hard surface, follow the flagman. Mooney, pink dot, clear to land for the Mooney. Bonanza, start your base leg. Bonanza, start that base leg now. Bonanza, start your base leg. Mooney, directly to the pink dot, and pink dot's clear to land for the Mooney. Bonanza, start that base leg, aim for the pink dot, and pink dot clear to land for the Bonanza. Mooney, pass the departure in, make a left turn, enter the downwind, start the descent. Nice job, Mooney. Just keep it flying all the way down to the yellow dot if you can.
You can experience more of the thrills and a longer version of that video on our YouTube channel. Always entertaining to see what happens with people on the arrival here at Oshkosh and landing on the dots on the runway, and it's challenging but a really fun and rewarding thing for a pilot to do at least once.
And it's rewarding for the controllers. I've run into controllers here over the years, and this is a real badge to work here. And they get as nervous sometimes as we do.
Oh, I'm sure they do. Sometimes they must want to go, ah.
But they all do a good job.
They do. It really works out.
What do you get when you pair a sleek Pipistrel Alpha Trainer airframe with an integrated flight deck from Bendix King? The new Alpha King. The new high-tech trainer is a marriage between different technologies. It's designed to be easy for the student to use.
What makes this very, very interesting is that all of the equipment that is in this panel is very intuitive and very easy to use, right? So the Alpha Trainer is oriented around the student pilot, around training people how to fly. And so for the student pilot, you want the pilot to learn how to fly, not necessarily what is that complicated sequence of knobs and button pushes that I have to learn to be able to fly. It's not the systems, right? You don't want the systems in the way of the pilot.
The panel is VFR only, but well equipped. The companies signed the deal on Monday.
Big announcements frequently happen at Oshkosh, but nobody saw this one coming. Even some of the employees of the two companies were surprised. Industrial giant Honeywell Bendix King is buying scrappy little TrueTrack. TrueTrack is a leading maker of autopilots for experimental and light sport aircraft. And with the recent changes to allow non-TSO equipment in certificated aircraft, TrueTrack autopilots are finding their ways into Cessnas, Pipers, and the like. AOPA Live scored the first and exclusive interview with TrueTrack owner and CEO Andrew Barker shortly after the announcement hit email inboxes.
We've been working behind the scenes with Bendix King for quite some time. We got a white label agreement out late last year, and that's really started to become a really great project and a great partnership. And this was another opportunity that came up for us to join even closer. Bendix King has announced several products for the experimental market here in the last year or so. So we are really committed to continuing that, and actually we want to see a lot of growth in the experimental market. We're really excited about what we're going to be able to do there together. TrueTrack is a scrappy little company, and that's one of the things that Bendix King, ultimately Honeywell, really liked about us. So we're going to try to bring a lot of that scrappiness in and keep doing that innovation and stuff. That's really one of the big things for me, is the exciting opportunity to continue being scrappy, but with a little more power behind it.
So it really says something when you see a big company like Honeywell recognizing these companies that are producing these non-TSO'd products that are finding their way into certificated airplanes and really bringing a lot of value into our certified airplanes. Like we saw in the Super Cub we just gave away, those 2 Garmin G5 displays, non-TSO'd, really helpful. And much more affordable than if you had to go through the traditional certification process. So it's an important move, I think, as we see a company like that get absorbed by Honeywell.
And I think I'm proud to say a lot of our advocacy effort went into making this a reality, and the market is really, really responding. So that's good news.
That is good news.
If you fly across U.S. borders, this announcement from another big company could make your life a lot easier and maybe even save you a ton of money. Jeppson Mobile Quick Clear from Boeing is designed to help pilots manage the entire customs process from one iPad app. A pilot can input all the data that customs is going to demand, and the app verifies that everything is properly entered. Quick Clear works seamlessly with the Mobile Passport app, so passengers can send the pilot all the data needed for APIS, the Advanced Passenger Information System Manifest Clearance Process. Using the 2 apps will help prevent border hassles and the mistakes that can lead to paying some hefty fines.
And so Customs and Border Patrol recognized that it came in through Mobile Quick Clear. And so we expect that the customs clearance process will be expedited, a lot less stress for the pilot, and should be with no errors. So the application is free to download, and it's based on a per submission standpoint. So $24.99 for a submission. And that submission allows you to do revisions within that calendar day as needed. So it's $24.99 each way. So $24.99 outbound, $24.99 inbound. And it doesn't matter how many passengers you have, it's just that one price point.
Jeppson is an AOPA strategic partner, and AOPA helped Jeppson with pilot perspectives and feedback.
It seems as if drones are multiplying faster than rabbits in the national airspace system, and many pilots are understandably concerned about that. AOPA has welcomed the drone community to aviation because we feel that helping them understand the rules of the sky helps all of us. This week we had a special social event for folks interested in flying unmanned aerial systems, as they're called in FAA speak. And the world's largest drone maker, DJI, told the gathering what that company is doing to make things safer. Starting in January, DJI will install ADS-B in every drone it makes weighing more than 250 grams. It's about 1/2 pound.
Now, we think this is an extraordinary step forward for drone safety. We're taking professional-grade aviation technology that helps pilots avoid collisions. We're putting it in drones that you can buy off the shelf at a big box store. And while we never disclose our sales figures, it's clear that putting AirSense in new DJI consumer drone models will immediately become one of the single biggest deployments of ADS-B receiving technology in the world.
AirSense can detect airplanes and helicopters from miles away, further than a drone pilot can hear or see them, and displays their locations on the screen of the pilot's remote controller. Now, things that are originated in the drone world are beginning to find application in other areas of aviation, like this unique flying machine we found at the ultralight area here at AirVenture.
It's a electric battery-powered paraglider. As far as I know, there's probably 20 or 30 flying right now. Traditionally, you're flying with a gas engine, 2-stroke motor with a 48-inch propeller. This is 4 small electric motors with RC Hobby propellers and 2 turn right, 2 turn left, and we get about 165 pounds of thrust, comparable with the upper end of the gas engine paramotors out there. There's been a few electric paramotors around that are big single electric motor with the big prop, and I think this is the first time, at least commercially available, you can get the 4 electric motors. This all comes out of the drone world, I was told. All the technology is straight out of RC Hobby and drone technology. The sunsets are still the same.
The electric paraglider is an open source project. More information at openppg.com.
With that, a new generation of extra aircraft, the Extra NG, being revealed to a large crowd this week. The Composite Airframe is a departure for Walter Extra. He's always liked the safety of a steel frame.
I think what it differentiates this plane from the others is it's just another step forward. We have a little bit more performance, we have a little bit more maneuverability. It's a huge leap forward in terms of comfort. The cockpit is, I've never been into a cockpit close to this, at least when it comes to aerobatic airplanes.
The composite construction actually makes the plane cheaper to produce. The cost savings is then passed along to the consumer. It's yours for a cool $450,000. Now, if you have a little bit more money, we found a new experimental home built that might tickle your fancy, particularly if you want to do some backcountry flying.
I was looking privately for an airplane to do explorations into South America and Africa, what I really love, and I did a lot of flying in Africa. And I looked for an airplane which is basically a van to fly, where I can sleep in, put stuff in, and it should have a jet fuel engine because F-gas is not available in these areas. So I started to design my own airplane, and I was joined first by George, and Jan joined us a little bit later, and then we designed that airplane. So we have a stall speed of 48 knots, and we have a cruise speed of 160 knots, true airspeed in 18,000 feet. And that is something you really have to look for. And we have a load capability, usable load of 3,000 pounds. So that's basically an airplane I didn't find on the market right now. We are able to produce kits, and these kits will be sold only with builder assistance to keep up the quality and make the customers happy. So that we are going to do. And the plan is most certainly for the first few kits, the customers have to come to Europe, to our facility. And if there's enough demand here in the US, we will qualify an existing builder assistance center to do the work here in the US. I think at the end we all are proud what we did in a really short time, and the quality on the aircraft is really nice, and so I'm proud of my team and a little bit of myself.
Frank said the kit and builder assistance runs about $1.2 million. He didn't say if that was dollars or euros.
We all know some of the coolest flights happen here in Oshkosh. Our camera is on board 2 of 3 C-47s up for a morning formation sortie. Take a look. Thanks to the crews of C-47 Placid Lassie and DC-3 Miss Montana for letting us tag along. Those airplanes are part of the D-Day squadron who are just back from Normandy. Speaking of DC-3s, one is at the center of a lot of buzz here at Oshkosh. Mikey McBrien of the Plane Savers Project shows off his newly restored airplane.
The restoration is the subject of a wildly popular YouTube series. Our cameras caught up with the reality star to see what people thought of the restored Goonie Bird registration CF-DTD.
You know what, being here with DTD at Oshkosh is amazing. This is the center of the universe when it comes to aircraft.
I've been watching the videos on YouTube and stuff, and it's pretty neat, surreal to actually be in the plane, and it's all the way down here in Wisconsin. So.
Yeah, I think it's really neat. It's like really big, and it can hold a lot of stuff.
A year ago, this one was just sitting all busted up and rusting out and stuff up in Canada, and now it flew down here. Isn't that cool?
Wow, he has a lot of stuff in here.
Well, we've had DTD here for less than 24 hours, and the reaction is absolutely been amazing. People have traveled all over the world to come see us. We had a guy from Tokyo, a little kid from California, and just countless people from all over the continental U.S. and Canada that came here to look at the airplane. That means the world to me.
you guys think?
It's awesome.
Best plane ever. Well, I got the tattoo.
You got the tattoo? Goodness, that's amazing. So tell me what you think, just being able to come in and check it out.
This is my first time in a DC-3. It's amazing, super cool. It's Buffalo Joe's airplane. I've watched all of it. Like, this is the coolest thing ever, for real. A little bit like fangirl right now.
So I was here at Oshkosh last year in 2018, and I didn't even know this aircraft existed back then. So here, a year forward, the whole evolution of the project's been amazing. Being able to share everything, and you know what? I have to do a season 2 because just the amount of love and support we got. So August 1st, mark your calendars. August 1st, I'll be announcing season 2 and what aircraft we're going to be saving next.
You can see the restoration on YouTube. Just search for Plane Savers. Really great to see millennials getting excited about aviation and really getting committed.
It is. We've seen them around the tent here, and Mikey was here holding court with them.
He was. A week back, some of the weird stuff we've seen here at AirVenture.
And a YouTube star gets the ride of her life. AOPA Live this week from Oshkosh continues in just a moment.
Purchasing your own aircraft is an exciting experience. AOPA Finance simplifies the process, saving you money with lower interest rates and hassle-free loans, so you get into your new aircraft sooner. AOPA Finance, the right approach to buying an aircraft.
Welcome back to Oshkosh and AirVenture 2019, where EAA is celebrating the 50th anniversary of this fly-in and world's largest air show at this airport, and it's pretty impressive.
Yes, it is. And not to one-up our good friends here at EAA, but AOPA is celebrating its 80th anniversary this year, and we even have a hat for that. You can come get one at our online store. And a long-time tradition for us here at AirVenture is the Pilot Town Hall, where your president and other members of the AOPA leadership team update our members on what AOPA is doing for them.
So we have been focusing on advocacy, safety, and the economy, which means cost and aviation, but we really also want to continue on inspiring and making sure that people feel connected and really are enjoying their time in aviation.
Of course, something members always are interested in is the AOPA Sweepstakes aircraft. We just gave away the Super Cub to Wade Sheely in South Carolina last week. So here at Oshkosh, the new Sweepstakes aircraft made its public debut. Dave Hirschman tells us a little bit about this RV-10 that could be yours.
I'm Dave Hirschman, editor-at-large for AOPA Media, and this is the 2020 AOPA Sweepstakes Rv-10. This airplane was originally built in 2007. It's one of about 1,300 RV-10s that have been built, flown, and registered. It's an incredibly capable, incredibly high-performing, 4-seat experimental airplane, and it's the first experimental airplane that AOPA has ever given away. We are going to town on making this the very best that it can be. It's got a 260 horsepower, 6-cylinder Lycoming IO 540 engine, and that thing will get this thing off the ground in about 650 feet. This airplane, it's a caterpillar becoming a butterfly. You know, it's in the process of this huge upgrade. When that upgrade is complete, it is really going to be something that any pilot would really learn to love this airplane. So good luck in the drawing. This is going to be the ultimate Christmas present for some pilot in 2020. All AOPA members are automatically registered to win this airplane. One thing that you can do to increase your chances is sign up for automatic membership renewals. That gets you, I think, 5 extra chances. And if you sign up for automatic renewals, you'll know that nobody has got a better chance to win this airplane than you do. Good luck in the drawing.
We're finding lots of young folks here with a passion for aviation. Savannah Rasky has developed quite a following on social media, sharing her aviation passion with others. We caught up with her as she was about to check off another item on her aviation bucket list.
Hey guys,
I'm super excited to be here with Jay. He's going to take us up in his beautiful plane. I'm so stoked. I love aerobatics and I can't wait to be flying with one of the best.
It's something that really inspires me to, keep pushing myself. Seeing all the planes information was such a dream come true. I'm super grateful I had this opportunity. If you ever thought about doing aerobatics, I highly recommend it. Make sure you look up in the sky while you're here. Check out these planes, see what they do. And this is Savannah Rasky, AOPA Live. Thank you for tuning in.
Savannah is in the Utah Air National Guard. Her goal is to become a fighter pilot with the U.S. Air Force.
And there are going to be plenty of opportunities for young people in aviation. Boeing continues to predict an unprecedented demand for pilots and other aviation professionals. Here at Oshkosh, company officials said the demand will remain high for at least 20 years. The fleet is growing and a significant number of professionals are aging out. Thousands of pilots and technicians will retire in just the next decade. The company says educational outreach and career path programs are going to be key to inspiring and recruiting the next generation of personnel.
The competition for talent is fierce. There's a true war on talent, and it's not just for pilots, but it really transcends, aviation. The average pilot salaries at regional airlines have more than doubled in the last several years.
Not only are pilots and maintenance crews in high demand, more than 900,000 cabin crew members will be needed to take care of the growing number of passengers climbing aboard all those commercial aircraft.
2 U.S. senators this week introduced a bill that will ensure opportunities for a sustainable, well-trained aviation workforce, among other positive things for general aviation. Senators Jim Inhofe of Oklahoma and Angus King of Maine introduced the Promoting the Launch of Aviation's Next Era, or PLANE Act. The bill would add new protections for pilots facing denial of a medical certificate. It would also stop the diversion of aviation fuel taxes to non-aviation purposes. We'll be talking to Senator Inhofe later this week here at Oshkosh, and you'll be able to watch that interview on our YouTube channel. Also out of Washington, the FAA finally has a new boss. On Wednesday, the Senate confirmed Steve Dixon as FAA Administrator. Dixon is a former Air Force pilot, airline pilot, and Delta executive. AOPA and many other organizations supported his nomination.
It's one of the best moments at AirVenture, the Able Flight Wings penning ceremony.
Since it was founded in 2006, Able Flight has made it possible for people who use wheelchairs, people who've lost limbs, people born with a disability, and wounded veterans to become pilots.
These pilots worked hard over the spring and summer to get to this point, many of them with additional challenges to overcome. Leslie Irby started learning to fly when she was 16.
In 2013, I was in a car accident, and through my car accident, life took me through all types of twists and turns, but aviation has always been my first love and my passion. So I just was on Google one day and said, let's find me an adaptive aircraft, because I'm sure it has to be something out here.
And that's how she found Able Flight. Now she's a pilot, getting wings pinned on her shirt, one featuring Bessie Coleman, her hero, the first African-American woman with a pilot's license.
Then to be now known as the first African-American female with a disability to have a pilot's license, I kind of feel like I am in her shadows now.
There are 6 pilots in the Able Flight class of 2019. They train mostly in Sky Arrows at Purdue and The Ohio State University. Congratulations to them all. At Oshkosh, Paul Harrop, AOPA Live.
And here at AirVenture, we're finding lots of young people who are finding their passion in aviation, like first-time AirVenture attendee Jalik Bruce.
I was in a major that I just didn't want to be in, and I just started watching plane spotting videos, and I caught the bug, and honestly, from that day on, it's been a fire that's been burning in my belly, and it hasn't been put out yet. It's so interesting because you never stop learning, and there's so many different areas and avenues in aviation. You know, you don't have to just look at the pilot seat, but there's so many things with maintenance or just the construction of an airplane that'll keep people interested. For me, it's more than a career or a job. It's truly a hobby, and I feel like a lot of people don't get to do what they really want to do in life. I'm very fortunate to have this opportunity, and I want to make the most of it.
One of the great things about Oshkosh is that young people don't have to look too far to find inspiration. As Warren Morningstar tells us, many teens, like the ones you're about to meet, are considering ways in which their career paths may line up with aviation.
Tyler Magic is a critical part of what's happening here at the ultralight field. A volunteer with EAA safety crew, he helps keep an eye on the daily demonstration flights.
I've been coming here since I was like 4 for the entire week pretty much. My dad's been flying ultralight aircraft for a number of years now. Same with my uncle who's up here. And I'm just really interested in aviation in general, and I love being up here.
So one might think he'd be a perfect candidate for a career in aviation. He's not studying to be a professional pilot, but he does hope to find a path that will connect his passions.
I'm going to school for automation systems technology right now. We'll see in the future if I can maybe turn towards a aviation related career in that, because there is a lot of jobs out there in that field, in the aviation field that is. We'll just see how that goes. I'd be really interested in doing that.
Now others are taking a more direct approach. Ryan Danielson recently graduated from the University of North Dakota. This November, he'll wrap up a year-long internship with UPS. It's called the UPS Flight Path Program.
And I really never thought, I'd learn this much about how an airline actually operates. I really was just mostly looking at, from the pilot perspective. But doing the internship, I see all the behind-the-scenes stuff that most people don't really ever get to see.
Right now, Ryan is an ambassador to those who might be interested in following in his footsteps. Also a CFI and a double I, he's building his hours and hopes to have a possible career flying big iron like this 747 for UPS.
I'll be doing this for a few more months. I'll be done in November, and I started back in November. It's that 12-month long. And then afterwards, we have the option of going to AmeriFlight and flying with AmeriFlight. And once we actually get the 1,500 hours of PIC turbine time at AmeriFlight, we get an interview back at UPS for a first officer position.
Now that may be one of the most wonderful things about aviation. Your path to a great career can be as diverse as your dreams. Warren Morningstar, AOPA Live.
The UPS Flight Path program, by the way, accepts 9 new interns each year.
Something else you can say about Oshkosh, there's a lot of, well, eccentric people and stuff here, like this shoemobile. We asked Paul Moses to go find some other interesting things to see.
A picture's worth 1,000 words. For example, by now you've probably heard about the twin Mustang, but seeing is believing. Home built's a pretty common term around Oshkosh, but it doesn't always apply to aircraft. This place also inspires many people to be creative when it comes to their accommodations. Take, for example, this not-so-common VW bus.
This vehicle came from Arkansas, and we actually bought the vehicle with the VWs on top, but the whole rest of the bus was trashed. So we just decided to rebuild it and make a camper/party bus out of it.
Donnie and Sherry Rector have perhaps the perfect perch from which to relax and watch the best air show on the planet.
Lined up with the ultralight runway, the Rectors have a real crowd pleaser. Although sometimes people do show up at inopportune times.
You meet a lot of people. Yeah, people, stop by, peek their head in when you're, maybe getting dressed even sometimes. Cool bus, thanks. Can I take a picture? Sure. So you meet a lot of people.
Donnie's also a pilot who flies a super drifter on amphib floats. Together, the couple has a lot of fun taking in the sights and sounds of this aviation hotspot.
I mean, it's such a peaceful week. Just hearing the airplanes, watching, it's just peaceful. You meet a lot of cool people.
This is just a good time, a good summer break, and I like airplane noise and just relaxing and drinking cold beer and listening to airplanes. That was just the sound of $3 million right there.
Who says you have to spend a lot of money to have fun, right? Paul Moses, AOPA Live.
We decided to call that the VW Bus.
Very fitting.
Yeah, there is some strange stuff out there. Interesting how people choose to use their time and their money.
It is. It's fun to walk through the campground. It's fun to walk through anywhere. You see amazing, funny things as we show you.
Yes, you do. Well, that's it for our show this week, but we have lots more to report from Oshkosh, so check our website or our YouTube channel for more stories.
And if you like us, please mash that like button and tell us what you think. Our email address is aopalive@aopa.org, and we'll see you next Thursday for another edition of AOPA Live This Week.